The continent of Tellius is home to two races, the Beorc and the Laguz. The human Beorc are made in the image of the goddess, while the half-human Laguz fill the space between the goddess and the beasts. As each race has struggled to find its place in the land, the two have built a shared history of strife, mistrust, and compromise. As of this moment, Tellius comprises 7 nations that enjoy relative harmony and peace. However, unnoticed by all, riot, mayhem, and murder lurk in encroaching shadows. Hello everybody, Tom Fox here, welcoming you to a brand new Let's Play of Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. Before we really get started here, I want to give a shout out to my patrons on Patreon for their continued support. Name's scrolling across the screen right now. If you'd like to become a patron and gain all the benefits that come with that, please head on over to patreon.com/TomFox and consider supporting the channel and receiving rewards like getting your name scrolling across the screen, the monthly video of things that I'm doing, and a behind-the-scenes Discord channel where I post things as I'm doing them. But for now, let's start off with a new game into the normal difficulty. Now, right off the bat, localization difference. They got rid of the hardest difficulty in this game when they brought it over to the West and replaced it with an easier difficulty. If you want a little bit more of an easy time and just want to experience the story, this is the difficulty for you. If you want sort of like the normal Fire Emblem experience, this is the difficulty for you. If you want something a little bit more challenging but nothing too off the wall, this is the difficulty for you. Let's go with normal.
Well, Ike, you had enough?
Dad! Ike!
Oh, missed.
Ike? Oh no!
Missed that song.
Ah, you're up. About time.
Prologue, mercenaries. A little bit on the hokey side, but, you know, it's a GameCube game. Are you all right? Yeah, I'll be fine. So, the sleeping prince awakens. Father, I can't believe you. I know those are practice swords, but they're still heavy. You have no right to be so rough on Ike. If this is too much for the boy, he'll never make it as a mercenary. But... Missed. You don't have to worry. I told you I'm fine. Ha! You'd better be. Now grab your sword and get ready. What? Don't tell me you're going at it again, but... Just until I land a single blow. I'm not giving up until I can get one good hit on Father. I like your resolve, Ike, but it takes more than strong will to... Aha! I knew I'd find you here! Hi, Boyd. What brings you here? Nothing special. You said you were going to get the boss, but you never came back. I got picked to check up on you. Oh, sorry. I got caught up with Ike and my father. It's nothing. Besides, I figure I get a good laugh watching Ike get worked over by the boss. You look fine. What happened? Nothing at all. I'm sorry to disappoint you. You just missed it. Just a minute ago, he was out cold. Missed? Sorry. You came at just the right time, Boyd. You could be Ike's sparring partner. What, me? I'm beginning to think it would be better if he sparred with someone closer to his own skill. I understand. Thanks for your help, Boyd. I don't know about this closer to his skill business, but I'm ready. All right, I'm ready for you. Let's go. And the game wants me to do the tutorial, but I'm going to say no and just sort of explain things as we go on. This is a turn-based strategy game. You move pieces from one end to the other like chess and attack like in D&D. But there are a few key differences between the both of them. Starting off, I'm going to head into the options real quick because I've got some personal preferences I'd like to change here. Game speed, fast. Message speed, who thought this was a good idea? Oh, it's on normal. Okay, I thought it was on slow starting off. Let's go with max on that one. I also will be changing the combat window to detailed. Oh, I'm going to have the help window be off. If that's what I think it is. Maybe I'll keep that open to figure out what's going on there. I'll keep the combat window simple as well. Anyway, starting off, I'm going to go over a few mechanics before actually getting into the gameplay of the prologue. Let's go over to Ike here and open up his status. You can see we have our sort of character sheet here, akin to D&D, with stats to match. Each one of these affect gameplay in a big way, and depending on what class you're playing as and what build the class sort of dictates, you're going to be raising up these stats in different ways. Or rather, the game will, since level ups are random. Starting at the top here, we got Ike's name, his class, his level, his experience. Once it gets up to 100, his level goes up. HP, if this gets hit 0, then you lose that unit, or in Ike's case, you just lose the game. Movement speed, how fast you can, how many tiles you can move before you have to stop. Weight, this is a little bit more complicated. It talks about the ability to shove, but there's a little bit more to it than that. As well as traveling and the unit's condition. Actually, I can go over this now because travel, name of the unit, this is traveling. There's a rescue mechanic in this, where if your weight is higher than the weight of somebody you're near, you can pick up that unit and have them travel along with you. It's more for like emergency escapes, and kind of slows down the pace of gameplay, but is useful if you're in a pinch. And conditions, some conditions can happen to you, like being poisoned, that can affect your stats, and this is just where it's shown. Now, under personal data, you've got your stats here, which each one of these dictate a different aspect of the game. Starting off with strength, the unit's physical strength, this affects the amount of damage the unit can inflict with this. This also has another hidden stat, which is it counters weapon weight. If your weapon weight is higher than your strength, then the difference is taken out of your speed in terms of attacks. This will be explained later once I get to the speed stat. Magic is sort of the same thing as strength, affects the amount of damage a unit can inflict with magic. I'm honestly not sure if a higher magic skill affects the weight of the magic used. I'll have to look into that a little bit later and possibly put something on screen right now dictating that. But as far as I can tell, it's just purely magic damage. Skill. This is how well your unit can hit. It affects your hit rate, which is your accuracy. Speed. This affects how many times the unit will strike in a single battle. This is a little bit misleading, though. You can only strike up to 2 times. You can only strike a minimum of once. Basically, if your speed is 5 more than your opponent's, then you attack twice. This is also affected by weapon weight, like I was talking about. The more your weapon weight outweighs your strength, the less speed you have to attack. This is a very important mechanic as well. Luck. Luck affects your hit rate, your avoid, and dodge. Oh, I didn't even go over the other thing for speed. That affects dodge as well, or not dodge, avoid. Avoid is the counter to hit. You subtract avoid from hit to get a total accuracy of the the opponents avoid to your hit to calculate how well you'll be able to hit them, how accurate you'll be. Luck as well affects hit, dodge, and avoid. Defense reduces the amount of damage taken from weapons, and resistance reduces the amount of damage taken from magic. Fairly straightforward. You subtract the defense from the overall weapon damage. Same with resistance, and that's how much damage you'll be taking from that. Down here, you have the accumulation of those stats. Attack, this is the total amount of damage that a weapon can cause. Notice how it's different from strength. That's because we're going to be taking a detour over to weapons. The weapon has a 6 might, and I've got a 5 strength. 5 plus 6, 11. So your attack is 11, and the attack, determines how much damage you do. Weapons show what type of weapon it is. Its rank. If the rank is above a rank that your unit has, they cannot use that weapon. Their hit. Because this training sword, it has a ridiculously high hit stat, so don't expect to be seeing numbers this high very often. Crit is the chance that you have to deal triple damage, just from a single attack. It's usually very low. Some units can have higher ones of them. Weight is the weapon's weight. If I've mentioned this many times before, if the weapon's weight is higher than strength, then the difference is taken out in your speed in terms of being able to attack twice. And range, how many tiles away you can be from an opponent and still attack them. Back down over here, we've got hit. This is the chance that an attack will hit. It is affected by terrain as well. And the base calculation for hit is calculated by the weapon's base hit, so 150. Plus skill times 2, so 12. Plus luck. So 150, 162, 168. That doesn't seem right. Oh, whatever. Avoid, similarly, can be affected by environmental bonuses as well, but avoid is mainly calculated by speed times 2 plus luck. And just as well, this also does not equal up to the right amount that it says it should. Crit, the amount of chance, the chance you have to deal triple damage. Some units will have an innate crit bonus, others will have to get it from weapons or abilities. Dodge is your ability to negate crit. So it's similar to if you subtract avoid from hit, you get the total accuracy. You subtract dodge from crit, and you get the total crit chance that unit has against them. For some reason, crit is showing up as 0 here, despite the fact that crit is determined by... I believe it's just determined by the weapon's base. No, it's not. It's determined by skill divided by 2 plus the weapon's base crit chance. So I should have a 3 crit here, but I do not. I think it's because I'm using a trainer, which can't crit. Dodge is determined entirely by luck, and range is determined by what weapon you're using. We got a couple other pages left to cover here. Next up is the skills page. You'll be getting skills later on. They'll cost a certain amount of capacity to assign the skills to. That's not really important right now because nobody I'm using at the moment has any skills. Your unit type, Ike is a Bayork. He's just a human. That's the entire thing with him. And build. Build determines your weight. So you have a base score for your weight plus any other modifiers depending on if you're armored, riding a horse, what have you. And weapon level. If this letter grade is lower than any of the weapons that you're using, then you won't be able to, or want to use, then you won't be able to use that weapon. So you can use up to D rank weapons right now. Going over to the last page, the only thing I want to talk about right now over on this one is biorhythm. Biorhythm. When the marker is high, the unit performs better. When it's low, the unit suffers penalties. This only affects 2 things: hit and avoid. The bonus goes up to +5 and down to -5 at its peaks and valleys. And you can tell now that that's the reason why the hit and avoid on here didn't add up to what I added them up to be. It's because the biorhythm was affecting that. Whew. Now that we got all that out of the way, let's talk a little bit more about Ike and his class. Ike is a ranger. This is a unique class to, well, the main character. He's a pretty well-balanced fighter, specializing primarily in high skill, high speed, and some strength with some defenses. His magic and resistance are not great, so be careful when you're around those magical units. Just as well, he can only use swords. That's the only weapon he could use, which is a bit unfortunate, but mainly because only using swords means that he doesn't have any range greater than 1. So he's always going to be up in battle. Well, I say that, but we'll see going on. Thanks to being the main character, also his stat gains, as you can see in the bottom right corner, are elevated compared to other units. And I gotta say, like, Ike is an incredibly good character, because he's the main character. If they didn't make the main character good, then that wouldn't, you know, do well. And honestly, if you're avoiding using Ike, then I'm going to assume you're doing some kind of challenge run. Now that that's all out of the way, we could finally get into our combat here. I'm gonna start by moving all the way up to Boyd as far as I can go. In hard mode, you are positioned one space closer and are able to, so you're able to attack Boyd immediately. As we go on with this, I will be talking about what changes in between this mode and hard mode, as well as any advice I have as a whole. Hey, what's the holdup? Let's get started already. I'm coming. Wait right there. As we get closer, you can also see from this that I have a variety of actions here. Mostly just items and wait. If you wait, then that unit's turn is over, and if all the units turns are over, it'll progress to the next turn, the next phase, to the enemy's phase, or you can just end it here. That said, if you get close to a unit, you could shove them. If you're not too far outweighed by an opponent, you could shove them back one space, which, you know, I think I'll do now. Well, come on, what's that all about? You're wasting our time. Hurry up, will you, or are you afraid of me? If you continuously wait wait to do this, he will just not, he'll just stay there and be like, you're boring me here. So let's get into battle and look at some of the attack stats here. First off, when we go to attack, we can see this screen here, how much HP we have, how much might our weapons do, how much hit, or what accuracy it is, and what crit is. Notice the up arrow near the trainer and the down arrow near the practice axe. That is called the weapons triangle. Units that have an advantage against, or weapons that have an advantage against other weapons will receive a bonus to their hit and avoid. Or rather, I think, yeah, they're hit and avoid. So that way, the unit that doesn't have a favorable matchup against the weapons triangle will not be able to hit nearly as well. However, because we're using practice weapons, they're always going to hit anyway. So let's just get into battle. You can do it! Boyd's got nothing! Take him out! Nothing? I don't have nothing. I mean, I was in the middle of that, jerk! I'm not done yet, we're just getting started. Also on hard mode, Boyd will attack you on his turn, as opposed to just like waiting for you. It does make things a little bit more interesting though, so let's go ahead and attack him. Going right up there with my practice sword, which kind of looks like a baseball bat. And I killed Boyd. Boyd is dead. That wasn't too bad. Boyd, you're such a loser. Shut your trap! Good work, Boyd. That's enough. Oh, all right. Your swordsmanship was decent enough, Ike. Don't forget how it felt. It won't always be this easy. I know. Now that you're done warming up, it's time for you to face me again. I was hoping you'd say that. But first, Mist! Right here! Here you go, Ike. It's a vulnerary. I recommend using it before you fight Father. Last time he knocked you silly. There he is. Enemy phase. Always take time to heal your wounds in battle, even small ones. By the time you think you're in trouble, it's probably too late, so don't get into that situation. A vulnerary is an item that does not take up the same slot as a regular item. Using a vulnerary will heal you 10 HP, and for this tutorial, it is necessary, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do that now. Or for the prologue, rather. Get ready, Ike, here I come! Give it your all! Ooh, the boss theme is playing! Come on, boy! You giving me a challenge this time around? One thing I want to do real quick as well is go back into options here. I've shown off the simple combat window. I like using the detailed combat window. What this does is it does not add up everything for you lickety-split. It shows the attack and defense as well as the attack speed. I don't know why they don't put this on there. But attack speed is, I like the stats better, honestly. The attack speed is what I was talking about before. That is the total accumulation of your speed after taking into account your weight, your weight minus your strength. Attack speed, yeah. Weight minus strength, and you subtract the leftover from that from speed, and then that's your total attack speed. Since we're using trainers, the attacks, the weight is on this weapon is very low. Nice little backswing there. Is he gonna attack? He is attacking me. Ooh. Ah. Oh my god. Ugh. This is why you needed the vulnerary. He does 6 damage per hit. You've got 19, so with 3 hits, you're gonna be brought down to 1 health no matter what, as long as you use the vulnerary. Level up! Every 100 experience, you get a level, and not bad. It's a random chance how much, what stats will gain during this. So that was not a bad level up at all. Ike, you were great! Father, you were holding back, weren't you? What, is that true? If you could tell the difference, that means you're improving. You know, I wasn't really giving it my all either. That's such a lie. Bah! So, Father, does that mean you finally admit that I'm ready? What, to join the company? To take on a job? Yeah, I mean, Boyd's already out there on the battlefield. I'm ready. I'm tired of being a trainee. Listen, the difference between you and me is that I'm a professional. A professional who just got beat. That was just random chance! Random chance! You've got a point, Ike. All right, tomorrow will be your first day as a full-fledged mercenary. Really? But if I think it's too much, you're back to a trainee status. You better work hard. No problem. Watch, I'll catch up to everyone in no time. We'll see. We'd better be heading back to the fort. Everyone's waiting. And with that, we are finished with the prologue as well as tutorials. I am going to be going over each individual unit that we unlock as we get them, and going over their strengths and weaknesses, just to kind of give you an idea if you want to use them in your playthrough. But next time on Fire Emblem Path of Radiance, we're going to be moving on to the first chapter and Ike's very first mission as a full-fledged Greil mercenary. See you all then. Later.